Shopify is one of the largest brands in the e-commerce space. They are a hosted e-commerce platform. So that means that you use them to build an online store that you go out and market. They combine all the different pieces that make up a website. So instead of getting a domain and hosting and software and analytics and inventory and payment processing separately, they combine all that into a single package. So storefront with a website builder, shopping cart, store management, everything is all in one. I'm Nate Shiver. I've been a search marketer for more than 10 years. I've had many clients on Shopify. I've used Shopify myself for several stores, and this video is a complement to my full written Shopify review that you can click over to in the description. A disclosure, I receive a commission when you make a purchase from the companies like Shopify mentioned on this website or owned by a YouTube channel. All data and opinions are based on my experience as a customer or a consultant to a customer. So when you sign up for Shopify, starting their free trial, this is what their backend looks like. Over here on the left is the controls of your e-commerce business, not your website, your e-commerce business. So the products that you sell, the inventory that you manage, you can sort it into collections, and which is basically a Shopify term for categories. Is where you manage your orders that need to be shipped out. It's where you keep track of the customers that you've had. And it's also where you can look at your analytics, not only for your online store, but also any other sales channel that you manage, which slightly confusing. Your website is only one part of those sales channels. When you click down in sales channels, you can see your online store, which again is only one part of all the pieces that you can use Shopify for. So if you think of Shopify sort of as your e-commerce back end, where your online store is one front. You can also integrate with Instagram, Amazon, eBay, Pinterest. You can also integrate offline sales if you're using Shopify payments instead of a third party. I call it Shopify point of sale. Basically, you can use their built-in buy button on an iPad, or you can actually get a physical device to run offline sales directly through your Shopify store, which everything will be tracked here from all your channels. But this online store piece is where you manage your actual website, and within your actual website, you can dig down, you can build out edit a free theme that they offer. And again, a lot of the free themes are just basic e-commerce layouts that you can use colors, photographs, and text edits to make them look genuinely different than any other website using the exact same free theme. Or you can purchase a theme from their third-party theme store. This is also where you can control, you go back through and add pages, edit your navigation, change your preferences, where you can integrate analytics, Facebook, and other staff that can access your store. So that's how Shopify works, which also points to a lot of the upsides that I like, especially as a marketer who's had clients who've used Shopify. Since everything is bundled, everything is straightforward. I'm not going to say it's easy, because there is a learning curve on how to properly add products, how to properly customize your theme, how to properly group all your products into the right collections, and understanding how those display on your store. But it is straightforward, and since everything is bundled and done well and done correctly, as a marketer or business owner, you can focus more on the marketing side and on the operations side of a e-commerce business than on the nuts and bolts of accepting payments, creating a good shopping experience, and whatnot. Even the smallest business, for example, this is a local coffee store who sells coffee. They run on Shopify. You would never know that this is a Shopify powered store until you go to their checkout, which is very professionally done. And what you might not know is that this is just a default Shopify checkout. Makes everything simple, straightforward. You don't have to worry about, the security being askew or, misleading the customer or making checkout frustrating if you just want to use the default. There is the worst case scenario with Shopify is that things are just work as they should work, right? There's really only an upside and only a way to improve what they've already built. So it makes it really good for owners who are working on, who are really good at inventory, buying inventory, and really good at marketers who are good at building links, building a social profile, and driving customers to your store. On the grand scheme of things, again, Shopify occupies more of the condo townhome on the e-commerce spectrum. So if e-commerce is a spectrum where Amazon and eBay and Etsy are a hotel room where you have no control, but then something like WordPress and WooCommerce or build your own house on the real estate spectrum. Shopify occupies the condo townhome part of this spectrum where you kind of have a landlord handling the security and the speed and all the integrations and just making things work so that you can focus on the things that you own and can control. So that's the biggest upside. Their pricing is set really well, especially if you are willing to buy fully into the Shopify world and let them handle credit cards, let them handle payments, let them handle shipping. And so that's kind of the big upside. It's a lot about what I talk about in the main review, in addition to their app store, where anything that is not built in, they're so big that they have the heft to attract third-party developers that you can tap into to solve problems on your store that don't necessarily require hiring a professional developer, but you are willing to spend some money on. And so they have this apps and extension store that, for me doing technical SEO work, if I have a client who has tons of links that they need to redirect, I can go and just grab an app off their store and have that done. The same way with drop shipping folks, same way with people doing print on demand. It allows all kind of new business models, all kind of different marketing techniques. Just makes it seamless. And this app store is something that a lot of their other direct competitors like BigCommerce, Volution, some of the others simply don't have, simply because they're not the biggest ones. Now, Shopify is great, but they're not for every type of customer. So for one thing, they really push you into buying completely into their platform. So if you already have a third-party credit card processor that you're using, you're going to be paying extra fees for not using Shopify payments. If you are using a third-party software to run, say, your blog, that's totally fine, but it's also going to be kind of hard to integrate that with Shopify. They really push you to use, if not their native tools, but tools from their app store that integrate well. And again, their tools are great, but if you are, say, a magazine that's using WordPress for your content marketing, and you want to have an additional store, it might make more sense to use a WordPress plugin like WooCommerce to expand your store than to try to sync everything up with a Shopify account, where while they have enough content marketing to handle, basic content marketing. I've done content campaigns with Shopify's blog post setup. It's definitely not as robust as WordPress, which is meant for web publishers. So Shopify is really meant for websites that are online stores first and everything else second. Their content marketers second, their social media people second. Ditto if you sell memberships or consulting or anything like that, it's going to be hard to sync things up. So Shopify, they focus on e-commerce. That's an upside, but it can also be a downside if you're not, a customer that fits right in what they're built for. So that's a general overview of Shopify's upsides and downsides. You can find more information in this a little bit too long review that I've written and have maintained ever since I became a customer more than 10 years ago. So thanks for watching, and hope that was useful.